Hey everyone, what is up? And welcome back to the Choose UCalgary podcast. If you are a new listener, welcome and thank you so much for tuning in today. My name is Aidyn and I am your season 4 host. I'm a current student at the University of Calgary and I'm working as a digital student recruitment ambassador on a work term at the Haskayne School of Business in the co-op program. So for today's episode, I'm super excited to be joined here with Caitlin. Caitlin is an undergraduate student here at the University of Calgary, and she's going to be sharing her experiences with research, clubs, student life, extracurriculars, and basically just everything all related to that. So I don't want to give too much more away. So with that being said, welcome, Caitlin, and thank you so much for being a guest on the podcast today.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much for having me. I'm super excited to be here. So again, my name is Caitlin. I am a current third year, just finished my third year at the University of Calgary with a major in biomedical sciences and a minor in geography. I'm originally from Kamloops, BC, and I'm super excited to share a bit more about my experiences with you.
That's so cool. I don't think I've ever met anyone who's minoring in geography.
Really? I mean,
Yeah.
I like it. It's definitely not like something that would jump out to people, I would say, but it's pretty cool. There's a lot of variety in it. You can kind of waver in the sciences or the arts a bit more if you feel like it. Lots of variety, lots of cool stuff there.
Nice. I think I might be taking a geography course next year, the Canadian one. I'm
Oh,
not
I
sure.
took that one.
Yeah? Was it
Yeah,
good?
it's really fun. It's pretty
Okay.
jam-packed, but definitely interesting. I think you'll like it.
Oh, that is great to know. So what made you decide to, pursue not only a minor in geography, but major in biomedical sciences, and like what drew you to that program?
So, like grade 12 year, you're just kind of searching about, seeing what's out there. And I kind of stumbled across the University of Calgary and biomed specifically. And this program really jumped out to me because it wasn't strictly marketed towards just the pre-med degree. It was really multifaceted, research-oriented program, which really spoke to me. I'm not really looking to go to med school. I mean, the program does set you up super well for it, preps you for the MCAT. So I really like that the program got me into biology and research and thinking critically without having that streamline towards med. It left a lot of room open for me. So, and it is a smaller faculty. So you get a lot more one-on-one with profs, TAs. I also like that there's a lot of emphasis on group work and writing papers, which is really interesting and definitely helpful in like every sort of real world scenario. So group work, working with people on a variety of different topics. And I think the best thing about biomed is the honors thesis. So you do that in either your 4th or 5th year, and you kind of graduate with the thesis under your belt. So you have all the lab work, the bench work, real world applications, you've written a paper, which really sets you up well. So I think the biggest thing for me with biomed was keeping that door open and being able to really look at a lot of different things, which kind of leads into geography actually. So I added my geography minor at the beginning of my 2nd year, I think. But I took one geography course, absolutely loved it, and then switched my minor to geography. Again, I think the really cool thing about geography is it does kind of like switch into sciences as well as the arts. So you can kind of do whatever you want with it. So there's a lot to do with geography, and I loved how I could learn about lots of different things, including economics, politics, sustainability, all of those really cool things, while also being in a biomed degree.
That is so interesting. Like, I wouldn't even have known that biomed, you have all those options, all those opportunities. And the thesis thing is really cool too. I actually feel like that will really well prepare students for their future because it just opens up so many doors and leads you into so many new possibilities that you're going to be well prepared for.
I totally agree. The thesis is a really cool option, and it does kind of put all of your skills to the test in a way. So working with people in their labs, hands-on, really cool experience. So definitely the thesis is what drew me the most. And I mean, Calgary is also a beautiful city, which definitely helps seal the deal for sure. The green spaces are great, like all the little parks in the city. And also you have pretty quick access to Banff and the mountains. I like to ski in the winter and hike in the summer. It just seems like a pretty
Of
good
course,
mix.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so nice. I love Banff too, and I grew up in Calgary and I still can never get tired of Banff. So that just goes to show like still, having that in our backyard is so nice.
Even Kananaskis, like exploring that, so much
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah, totally. So since you're not from Calgary, I'm assuming you probably lived in residence for your first year then?
I lived in res for my first and second years,
Okay.
actually.
Okay. So what was your
Um,
experience like with that?
it was really great. Honestly, I would recommend it to anyone in a heartbeat. Like, definitely hands down one of the best things that I did for myself going into university. So my first year, I stayed in Kananaskis Hall, which was a blast and a half, especially since COVID was not around during that kind of
Yeah.
time. I had my roommate in a first year, which I think was really good. And again, I would recommend that to anybody, especially if you're a bit more introverted. You have that immediate friend that you can just hang out with all the time. Go to like the dining center together, find your classes together. It's really nice at the end of the day, just like come back and be like, oh, hey, how was your day? Like, I think that's a great way to make a lifelong friend. And I'm still friends with my first year roommate. And I
Nice.
like how first year was really community oriented. So you live on your floor, you kind of know everybody on your floor. You learn about their experiences and their past, which again, I love doing because it opens my eyes to a million different possibilities as well. Like, I think it's like a really cool way to even like explore your interest kind of in a way because you meet people who have done things from like, oh, like rock climbing, that's cool. Like, maybe I should try
Yeah,
that.
like it inspires you.
Yeah, exactly. And again, like you make lifelong friends. So in my second year, I lived in Yamneska Hall and I lived with people who I had met in my first year, which was so much fun. And we even were able to be neighbors next to other friends who we had made in like first year as well. Even if you recognize people after res, like you just kind of wave them in the hall. It's really fun. A great community experience. Would definitely recommend.
Oh yeah, for sure. And it's cool because even as someone who didn't live on res, I made some friends in my classes who were from out of the city and they did live in res and they introduced me to their res friends. And then when I see them, I'm like, oh, we have a mutual friend. It's just like a great way to just build your network and build those new friendships going into university.
Absolutely, and you never know who you're gonna meet down the way too. I mean, in a couple years, I might meet someone who I was in res with, and we automatically have that connection, can always chat about something.
Yeah, exactly. Like that bond. Cool.
Yeah,
Nice. So I know a lot of first years, they want to join clubs, they want to get involved, and there's obviously so many options. So, what sort of like extracurriculars and clubs have you been involved in?
if anyone is looking to, like, go into a club, the student union page has, like, a huge mass list of them. I'm pretty sure there's over 300 clubs on campus, so you definitely have, like, a lot to choose from, wide variety, and again, if you don't find something that you like, you can just make your own club, which I think is a really cool initiative. But apart from that, I have been involved in a club called SAVE, which is short for Stop Addicting Adolescents to Vape and E-Cigarette. This is definitely more of an advocacy kind of club. It's composed of undergrad students, master's students, doctors, both medical and PhD. Even some high school students are definitely welcome if they're interested. But what we kind of work towards is raising awareness about vaping and reaching out to the municipal government, provincial, federal government, all about that to kind of talk to them about vaping bills and vaping laws and regulations and understanding that because trying to keep the younger population as safe and as healthy as possible. And this group has been a great initiative for that. So I'm reaching out to sports organizations specifically, like minor hockey leagues, soccer leagues, you name it, like lacrosse, just to kind of get the message out. Because obviously, in a health related degree, I'm
Yeah.
definitely more in tune with that. But apart from that, we've also written a few newspaper op-eds, which is a really cool way to get a publication under your belt. It's a great way to get more experience with your written communication, as well as like teamwork and working alongside people. A great way to get involved. So that's what I've been involved with for the most part as far as clubs go. But I've also worked a little bit alongside
Oh,
that just to
okay.
kind of keep myself involved. So I've been lucky enough to work with a recruitment office at the University of Calgary. I absolutely love it. So my role there was a student recruitment assistant, and I did a lot of calls out to prospective students. So I just give them a call, see what's up, see if I can answer any sort of questions they had about the university, give my student perspective on student life, campus, again, clubs, activities, ways to get involved. It was something really fun to do. I worked on campus, which was super convenient, living on campus as well. So everything was kind of in my little hub, which
Oh,
was
that's so
great.
nice.
I really enjoyed my time there.
Yeah, that must be really convenient. Classes, your work, your friends, like everything's on campus and
Hmm.
makes it really easy. And you have so much more time to like do more things that you want to do.
Yeah, exactly. I don't have to worry about like commuting or anything like that. It's all in one little like convenient place. Everything's like
Exactly.
easily accessible. It's great.
Yeah, for sure. And then even if you did want to like leave campus and go downtown or something, the train is only, I think, 15 minutes to go downtown. So I know like that was a lot of my friends who lived on res who have never like, got to fully experience downtown. They always did that. And that was super easy for them too.
Yeah, that's actually one of my favorite weekend activities, especially when I was living on campus since the train
Yeah.
was right there. So take the train downtown, kind of explore what there is. Like all the murals I think are really cool. That's one of my favorite less known things about downtown specifically. But other than that, we found lots of cute little coffee shops that we could just go into and study, especially the library. The library is
Oh
gorgeous.
yeah, the public library. I know it's like brand new, so modern, so nice.
Hmm.
And it's a good way to study too, just getting together with friends and making like a little day out of it and going to a coffee shop. I find that motivates me a lot more.
I agree. I get so much work done at a coffee shop.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Interested in getting a better look at the University of Calgary campus? Look us up on Google Street View to see virtual 360 tours of residence halls, campus buildings, and surrounding area. Be sure to check out the link in the episode notes for more. So looking into your studies a bit more, I know it's probably very like research focused. Obviously, the University of Calgary is one of the top research schools in North America. And I know the biomed program definitely focuses on that. So can you maybe talk a bit more about your research and what that's been like?
Yeah, absolutely. So the opportunities for research, especially at an undergrad level at the University of Calgary, was again one of the reasons why I chose the University of Calgary. For myself, I'm really interested in the sort of intersection between human health and the environment. So last summer, I was actually lucky enough to participate in research, and I looked at the association between asthma and traffic related air pollution in the city of Calgary. Absolutely loved it. I worked alongside my supervisor, Dr. Stefania Bertazone, and she's incredible. She does a lot with health geography, which is a really cool intersectional kind of field as well.
So literally
So
your degree.
yeah, basically kind of what I'm doing. So we looked at 5 different pollutants and looked to see how they were concentrated over the city of Calgary. So we actually found that there was a seasonal kind of correlation aspect. So interestingly, there's more pollution in the wintertime, but there's stronger correlations to asthma exacerbation in the summertime, which is kind of an interesting phenomena. But we also found in Calgary with the winds and the nice little Chinooks that we get, it pushes the air from like the southwest part of Calgary up towards the northeast part of Calgary. So when that wind blew, all of the air pollution kind of blew with it and it moved up towards like the northeast kind of quadrant of the city. And I think the most interesting finding that we found, there's kind of an increasing disparity across the city, obviously in part to do with the winds and whatnot. So that was a preliminary analysis that we conducted last summer. Absolutely loved it again. I learned some like statistical software, which I hadn't used before. A great thing to put on like a resume or CV if you have that under your belt. I learned more about softwares for data visualization, which was really cool, something that I really hadn't learned in my degree thus far, and lots of other things too. So again, like your written and verbal communication skills. I was actually really lucky and I got this paper published in Atmosphere, which is a peer-reviewed journal. And that's so exciting. I never in a million years expected a
Wow,
20-year-old to get like a publication.
that is so
Um,
exciting.
but yeah, it kind of just like goes to show what you can do if you just kind of do it. Not to take from Nike or anything, but like you just kind of like just do it. Even with this project, I was lucky enough to present at a conference actually.
Wow.
Um, it was on Zoom this year because of COVID, but I presented at the Health GIS Spatial Thinking and Applied Research Conference, or STAR for short. And that's held by the O'Brien Institute for Public Health, which is affiliated with Foothills and the University of Calgary, the kind of hospital situation. Absolutely loved it. It was a really cool experience.
I
Again,
bet. That's so awesome.
yeah, like doing all of this really cool opportunities when you just kind of go for it and peek your head in the research door, kind of see what that's all about. And a supervisor will definitely help you with that if like anyone kind of chooses to go into research. I think that finding a supervisor that you're really compatible with and can work really well with is probably one of the most important things. And Dr. Bertazone, again, was great. I learned a lot from her, and we're actually going to keep building off the research that I did last summer, this summer. So that's
Oh,
pretty
no way.
exciting.
Nice.
Yeah.
So what do the next steps look like for that?
something more similar, but again, now we're building off of that to hopefully find some more results and hopefully something that we can use towards public health and implementing new bills or policies municipally to try to help people stay safe and as healthy as possible.
That's so nice. Wow, I'm just like blown away by everything you've been telling me. You should be so proud. That's so cool. And it just goes to show like what students are capable of and what like future students can be capable of. Kind of like you said, if you just put your mind to it and you work hard and you just do it. And there's obviously so much support at the University of Calgary for you, and they want to help you. They want you to succeed and they want to watch you grow and achieve all these things. It's honestly like a once in a lifetime opportunity to be able to do all of that. So that's really cool to hear about.
Yeah, I totally agree. And a lot of the profs are super kind and super accommodating to you. What inspired me to kind of apply for research and kind of really put my foot in the door was one of my geography professors, Dr. Brian Mormon. I went to his office hours actually and asked him about research in geography. And he pointed me towards Dr. Bertazone. And that was what drew me towards that connection. So it can be as small as an office hour or talking to a professor after school, talking to a TA. My TAs have actually given me quite a few contacts for my honors thesis coming up next year. But the University of Calgary does have a lot of opportunity for research, and the professors and the TAs and everyone there wants you to do so. It's just a matter of putting your mind to it, like you said.
Yeah, exactly. So nice to be able to like talk to people.
Yeah.
So have you ever gotten an award for research?
I have gotten an award. I was actually awarded the Alberta Innovate Summer Studentship Award. I'm super excited about it. The award allowed me to do summer research for 16 weeks and obviously financially supported me while I did so, which was great. I'm super grateful for the opportunity. There are lots of awards at the University of Calgary that you can get. So again, the biggest thing is just applying for it and they will point you in the right direction from there on out.
Yeah, it's a super easy process, just applying for awards, and it lays it all out, eligibility requirements and the whole application process. So I definitely do have a lot of people like interested in awards, scholarships, all that. And yeah, everything on our websites, our web pages are very informative and makes the process really easy. And then, yeah, it's just a matter of applying and
Yeah, exactly. And I think a supervisor should help you a little bit with the application process. Obviously, you're the one writing it. But if you have any sort of questions about guidelines or direction, definitely talk with your supervisor about that. I'm sure that they would be like more than happy to talk about it.
for
I mean,
sure.
talk to people, make connections. That's the best way
Yeah,
to do it, I think.
exactly. Why not?
You have nothing to lose. Like, I always try to think, what's the worst that can happen?
Yeah,
I don't get it. Then I'm in the exact same position that I was before. And
yeah.
what if I do get it? Then I get a really cool research opportunity and can potentially get a publication and present a conference.
Exactly. It's totally worth it then.
Definitely. I would 110% recommend it no matter what.
Awesome. So if you could give any sort of advice or like one last tip to any future students who are interested in UCalgary and all of the unique opportunities that we can offer them, what would you want to tell them?
Again, just kind of go for it. Like, you have literally nothing to lose. The University of Calgary really opened my eyes to so many different things, whether it be through residence or clubs or being able to work with the University of Calgary, research, you name it. Absolutely everything I've done while being here has opened my eyes towards something different and has really inspired me to kind of take an interdisciplinary outlook. You can get a lot of cool things out of one small interaction. So the more small interactions that you pursue, the more opportunities that'll just naturally come your way. So you have absolutely nothing to lose. Get involved, and only good things can follow.
I love that. And I totally agree.
Honestly, nothing to lose. 110% recommend absolutely everything.
All right. Well, thank you again so much, Caitlin, for being a guest on the Choose UCalgary podcast today.
Thanks so much.
And a special thank you again to all of our listeners for tuning in to listen to learn more about research, student involvement, clubs, residents, all that good stuff. If anyone is interested in finding out more information about any of these research opportunities or residents, any of those things that we talked about today, I'll be linking everything in the episode notes. And if you have any questions for me, please feel free to reach me on Instagram at choose.ucalgary or the UCalgary Future Students Facebook page. just DM me any questions you have, and I'm always on there chatting with you guys, happy to answer and help out with whatever I can. So once again, thanks everyone, and that's all for now. So we will see you in our next episode.
Awesome. Thanks.